Okay, let's create availability set and let's run through the steps how we can create availability set in the Azure Cloud. Okay. So the first thing we need to create availability set service with two parameters. One is fault domain and update domain, right? So in case if you are going to have the fault domain as 3, so how the distribution is going to happen? So the group we are going to get 0, 1, and 2. Okay, so since we have 3 is the value for your fault domain, so we are going to get 3 group of servers, or the servers will be grouped as 3. Here the first mission going to get created here, and the second mission going to be created here, and the third mission going to get created here, and the fourth mission going to get created here. So like this. So the order is going to be like this. So if you are going to create 4 missions, so we are going to get 2 missions in 0 group, and 1 server in 1 group, and 2 servers in 1 group. Okay, so in case we set the fault domain as 3. Again, update domain, we are going to set value as 2. So there are 2 groups, 0 group and 1 group. So in this case, we are going to create 4 missions, and it is going to first mission going to get created in the 0 group, or which is going to be assigned with the value 0, and the second one is under 1, and the third one is under 0, and fourth one is under 1 group. So there are 4 missions, but each will get 2 missions assigned to in your update domain here. Okay. So this is the typical distributions we get, and we are going to evaluate this like this by creating availability set. So if you look at this, there are 4 missions under the availability set service, and there are 2 servers and 0 group as you see here, right? So and again the 2 servers under group 1 and one server under group 1 and 1 server under group 2 here. Okay, again we are going to get 2 servers in fault domain in each group, right? So 0 has 2 servers and 1 has 2 servers. Okay, so let's create quickly, and before we creating a virtual machine under the availability set, the first thing you have to create your network group. Okay, so network virtual network. So we need to create in the existing virtual network, or we need to create in the new virtual network. Okay, so we cannot go and create a fresh machine, since it is going to create a new virtual network every time we create a virtual network in case we do not have the existing virtual network. Okay, right. So let's create the availability set. In the second step, let's create with virtual network, and third step we are going to create 4 virtual machines, and we are going to bring under the availability set. Let's see how that is going to work, and how we can evaluate these distributions, right? The distribution, how that is going to happen, we'll see it shortly, right? So let's log in our portal here. Okay, so let's create availability set, create availability set, and there you can select the existing resource group, or you can create the new one. Let me create the availability set a set -rg, and let me do it in the central India. So we'll provide the a set name. Okay, so a set -my app. Okay, so I'm creating that availability set for my application servers. Okay, so this is the instance details. The maximum value is 3. We're going to set for fault domains as 3, and we're going to set 2 for the update domains here. Okay, right. So select use manage disk. So part of EVM creation, the disk going to be aligned by the system itself or Azure itself, right? So click the remaining things as a default, and nothing else we need to add here. Okay, so simply create this availability set. This will be created shortly. Okay. Okay, so it's created typically. The typical stuff we were followed, right? So this is created, and so we can see the virtual machines. There is no virtual machines are available, but we are going to get this value for domain and update domain here. Okay, so whenever we create a new missions, so that is going to be assigned with value. Okay, let's create 4 missions. Before doing this, let's create the virtual mission. The second step is virtual network creation. Since I do not have any existing virtual network in the same location where I want to create that availability set. So let me create under the A set. Then I go for A set. Let me name it as VNet. Okay, so A set virtual network in Central India. So I'm going to do with the default configuration. So, so I can name this as subnet name as my app. Okay, right. Right then. So let's create this virtual network. Before we create 4 virtual machines, let's create. It's done now. Okay, so go to this again. Let's create 4 virtual machines quickly to see the distributions. Let's click on virtual machine and let's create. Select your subscription and select your the new resource group A set which we created, and I'm going to say A set VM001 for my application server. Okay, so I'm going to place under availability set. So that availability option, you see it availability set, and I'm going to create in Central India and in the availability set which you created now. And let's create with Windows machine, some with minimal configuration to test it out. So I'm going with B1S, the 1 CPU and 1 GB RAM, and let's provide a username password key. Right. So the next one is we need to ensure this is under the virtual network which created. Okay, so that is set RG. I have the ASet BNet, the virtual network, and the subnet is by default selected, but only one is there, and hence it is selected. And you can go with an option. We do not need public IP address at this point. Okay, so let's review and create this mission. Okay, the first mission created is getting created now, and let's do the second mission with the similar configuration under the availability set. Let's quickly do this one by one, and the same settings. I'm going to provide the VM002 and select availability set, select a set my app, and with a similar configuration, only thing is we need to provide username password and we need to validate it is under the same network. Go to this networking tab, find out that virtual network selected and subnet is available. So selecting public IP is none. Let's create quickly. Right. Okay, let's create 2 more missions quickly here. Okay, so let's create 1 more mission. It's creating under the same virtual network and the subnet, and let's create. The third mission is getting created. Okay, so let's create the final one. Ensure it is under the same network. Disable this none, and we're going to create the fourth mission. So all done. So it is creating the last two. Let's wait for a few seconds. The last mission is getting created. So one more thing, there are some cases in the interview they ask about how we can attach the existing virtual machine into the availability set. That is not possible. Why? Because this is going to align your virtual machines based on your fault domain and update domain, that already the VM is available or created in the different rack maybe, or different physical server. So if you want to move a machine, or if you want to move across availability set, we need to recreate the machine and we need to place into your availability set. Okay, so this is not possible for the existing machine. You have to create newly and add under your availability set. Okay, so all four missions are created, and let's go to this and we'll find out availability set and distribution. So how that is happened. Let's close and click on this availability set, and you'll be able to see, right? So I didn't give the proper name for, sorry, the fourth mission, so that's fine. So I have 4 virtual missions running. So you can see the distribution. So as we expected, there are 2 missions under 0 group and 2 missions under 1 group in update domain. And in fault domain, we have 0 group has 2 servers, and the remaining 2 groups has 1. So as you see here, right? So this is how your virtual machine distributed in availability set based on the parameter we select in your availability set, right? So the same result we are getting there, and you just try to practice this. Okay, right then. So once done, finally you simply delete the resource group after the demo and evaluated the feature of your availability set here. Okay, thank you.